Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of TechBiz. And it's exciting for us to be having you join us this evening from wherever you might be joining from. And we're excited to be bringing you this edition of TechBiz powered by Eco Innovation Center here from our central location in 50 Awolowo Road, Ikoyi. My name is Victor Olubenga Folabi. I'm the founder of Eco Innovation Center, and I will be standing in for the next 2-3 episodes of TechBiz. I'll be standing in for advisory board member Doje Keruche, who is on vacation at the moment, but we expect her to be back in another 2 to 3 weeks thereabout. She's been hosting, driving both the TechBiz and across all the platforms that we have. Our tech enthusiast and powered by Eco. She's been doing that in the last 1 year, and she's just going to take some break so that she can come back stronger, better, refreshed to be able to bring a lot more value to us. So thank you very much, everyone that has joined us from wherever you'll be joining from all over the globe. This is Lagos, and we're bringing you this presentation today from Eco Innovation Center at our location in Ikoyi. TechBiz is one of the platforms that Eco Innovation Center has put together to be able to equip startups, tech enthusiasts, and power and support all startups and entrepreneurs who are using technology and innovation in one form or the other to accelerate their businesses. And the aim and purpose of TechBiz is to see how we equip, prepare, and motivate and encourage you, and to a large extent, and hold you through the process of starting and commercializing your startups or your innovation. We're here to provide you all the resources that we can and that we do have at our disposal to ensure that we have more viable businesses that are battered around the globe. Eco Innovation Center is an accelerator with big impact on civic tech, and we have been working to see how we bring value to the ecosystem by equipping startups, providing funding for startups, and of course, generally improving capacity development as we focus more on acceleration of initiatives and businesses. We have this will be the 48th episode of TechBiz, and I think Doje Kericha has done a fantastic job anchoring this from the first episode to the 47th episode, and today is our 48th episode of TechBiz. And over the weeks, TechBiz coming to you every Thursday, week on week, has dealt with every topic imaginable that startups and entrepreneurs deal with, from funding to talking about your patents and rights and patency rights, and talking about human resource management. We talked about valuations. We talked about investment readiness, I think brought to us by Olumide Lords, and quite a host of others talking about ideation, innovation, and quite a host of others we brought to this platform to share with us tools, techniques, strategies, and of course nuggets that can, to a large extent, help us to be able to do better with our startups and make us, to a large extent, equip us to become very viable and better entrepreneurs at what we do. Today is another day that we will be having a very important guest to be gracing the platform of TechBiz this evening. And this guest is someone I know personally and has got vast experience, going to 2 to 3 decades now of experience. Of course, his experience starts from banking, when technology was being introduced to banking. I personally know him, so I think it is a privilege that I can personally introduce him before he joins. They were the first to start the technology rollout of banking, then the days of Standard Trust, for those who know what it used to be then. And he was, a key resource person then, and he has moved all through banking sector, information technology sector. He's big in the service industry. He's a skilled educational technology deployed quite a number of platforms that are being used across several tertiary institutions for all manners of management, from payment systems to controls, to access, to delivering education. And of course, he's big on management. He's big on team building. He's a strategist. I can say that because I know We've been on so many platforms together, and he's got a very strong mentoring platform. He's a lover of people. I can say that he has the heart of a shepherd, because I know all the multiple caps that my friend puts on. So I know he's a lover of people. He likes to see people succeed. He's someone who likes to bring people together. And I'm sure he's going to be delivering his session this evening powerfully to us. He will be talking about strategic management tools for business. And you cannot overemphasize the importance of having those tools that make you ready and equip you to be able to win in the marketplace, and to be able to allow you scale up your businesses and your startups. And of course, that's the core essence for which Eco Innovation Center exists. My friend, my colleague, and a brother to me indeed, Mr. Fred Akitowa, is our guest this evening. He is also an alumni of University of Ibadan, Lagos Business School, and Stanford Business School. So to a large extent, he's more than equipped to be able to add value to us this evening. And I can say, Fred, you are welcome. I think we'll be able to have Fred now. Let's all join in to welcome Fred as he takes the platform to share with us this evening the tools that he thinks, story management tools that he thinks are relevant for businesses in a time like this. Fred, thank you very much. You have the floor.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege and honor for me to be here this evening. Eco Innovation, thank you for this privilege. Thank you for this honor. Great one. I am humbled. I'm honored to be here this evening. And I'm going to be doing something briefly for us to see. I'm going to be sharing my slide. I want all of us to just flow together so that we can be able to pick some things from there, and we can be able to ask questions as the time arises. Now, I'm going to be talking about strategic management tool for business. And I'm starting from this normal introduction. I'm a young man. I've been in the business for a while. I've been in the banking sector. From banking sectors, we moved into technological space. Then we have one of the people that started the issue of portal solutions in Nigeria, that leverage more on the issue of e-payment in all the institutions. Most of the institutions in Nigeria, we started all the portal payment for them, and we move on like that. Today, we are also into empowerment solutions. We are also into foundations, and we're also into real estate. Also, we are also diversified into construction. Now, I'm going to be talking a little this evening on strategic management tools for business. The introduction. I want to ask this question. Some questions we need to ask. Some people ask, how do I start new business? Some are tired with the existing system, existing business. Some have been working. They don't just want to work. They want to also add value to themselves and add value to their society. They kept asking, how do I start new business? Again, somebody said, how can we reevaluate and reposition our business after COVID-19? Several people have been affected, several lives lost, several business lost, several things after COVID-19. Now people are asking, how do we reevaluate? How do we reposition our business? How can we make our business viable after COVID-19? Again, how do we align our strategy to become one of the best in our sector? The ultimate of any organization is to be the best. How do we align our strategy to become one of the best in our sector? Again, how can we upscale our present business operations? How do we move from just ordinary business, small to medium, and to a large organization? Again, how can we pivot? How can we transition? How can we give birth to a new one? The first one is, how do I start? Now this one is, okay, we are in a business. How do we come up with a new product? How do we come up with a new business? And then again, somebody is saying, I have business. I need funders. I need partners. I need people to do this to me. I want people to work with me. How do I do it? How can I attract business funders? How can I attract partners? All these things are what we are going to be looking at summary this evening. And that will give us to the reason why there's need for what we call strategy management decision. All these questions I'm posing are more. It will get back to people to ask a question, how do we move? Now, that takes me to what I title strategy management tools. The question is, what is strategic management? Strategic management is an ongoing planning, ongoing monitoring, ongoing analysis and assessment of all the necessities an organization needs to meet its goal and objective. Every organization sets up goals and objectives. How do we meet up this goal? How do we fulfill the goal that we have set for ourselves? Now that gave us all these issues. When you look at all this management process, they are now becoming more complex and they are becoming too costly. And therefore, in order for us to assist what we call the strategic managers, they need varieties of tools that they can use to answer all these questions, to look at their business and to put their business in the right perspective. Now, several questions. If you look at some tools here are the existing tools in the market. Today, now we have several of these. Talk a little about this. These are most of the strategic management tools that we have, which includes today, one of the largest one, 31%, is the SWOT analysis. We have the benchmarking, we have the PEST analysis, we have what of if analysis, vision and mission analysis, statement, portfolio, cost benefit analysis, then customer satisfaction. These are one of few of the strategic management tools that are available in the market to use. But I want to add another one, which I want us to look at it. As I'm not going to dwell much on all these tools that are there, because if we're going to look at all these tools, time will not permit us to look at this one into detail. Now, that will take me to the next two I want us to look at. The tools that can help us to answer the first question I will post in the beginning. And that will take me to what I type in the middle on what I call a business model canvas. I'm going to be talking this evening on business model canvas. Someone will ask me, say, what is the meaning of business model? I don't understand. What is business model? Business model simply means, how do you intend to make money? How do you want to make money? The essence of having a business is to have influence and also to make money. Now that will now give birth to what I title the business model canvas. Now, what is business model canvas? It's a strategic management tool. This tool I want to talk about tonight will help you to describe if there's any system that you have, business, existing business, or new business you want to give back to. How do you describe it? How do you design it? How do you visualize it? How do you look at the challenges that you are facing and what you intend to face? How can you invent new innovation? How can you pivot from one place to another? And how can you assess all your business ideas and concepts? Now, business model canvas, it is just one-page document. So that when looking at it, you will see everything about your business in just one page. Today, many people, when they say write business plan, it becomes a major problem. Business plan could be voluminous, but business model canvas with one page, it will give you what they call the bird eyes of all your organization, the bird eyes of all your plans. It will give you everything you want to think about, everything you want to look about. It will help you to visualize how your business is, what your business is, what your business is likely to be in the next few years. It will help you to look at it holistically, your business in just one page. It's a tool I want us to pay attention to. It's a tool that after this class, I want everybody to now develop their own business, their own BMC for their own organization. Everybody. It's going to be our assignment after this webinar. Now, here are the blocks. I'm going to be discussing the blocks of BMC. They are blocks. When you look at all these blocks, we're going to now match all the whole blocks together and look at it holistically at the end of the presentation. The first block is what we call customer segment. Sir, you want to do business. Ma, you are in business. The first question you need to ask yourself, who are your customers? The heart of any business model is nothing but the customer. Without profitable customer, business cannot continue. In fact, without customer, there is no business. Who are your customers? You need to sit down, ask yourself that question. Okay, I want to give birth to a new business. Who do I really want to do this business for? What exactly do I want? Who are the customers? What do they think? What do they see? What do they feel? What do they do? There is need for you to have items itemize everything into detail in this segment, in this block of this BMC. Again, when you look at it, by the time you segment your customers, based maybe on their geographical areas, their gender, their age, their behaviors, their interests, it will give you the opportunity to see their need. And at the end of your day, you can be able to see how you can provide a solution to them. If you don't do the segmentation, there is going to be major problem. Today, several people are confused. The first way of getting out of confusion is to ask you, what am I doing? Who am I doing it to? For your information, you are not sent to everybody. There is need for you to discover your target audience, the people that you are sent to help. Again, when you thoroughly analyze your customer segment, then you can determine who to serve and who to ignore. You see, don't be deceived. You cannot satisfy everybody. But if you don't have your customer segment analyzed, you may be missing the priority. You may be putting the last as the first. Therefore, but when you have this segment and truly analyzed, you can now be able to create what they call customer persona. Customer persona that will be able to have for every selective customer. Here is a sample. Look at this. You can look at the personal information of how your customer will, what is your present customer and your future customer supposed to look like. What are their worries? What is their fears? What is their hope? What is their dream? What is their online behavior? What is influencing them? What are they looking for? How do you make life easier for them? With this, when you have this customer persona template, it will help you to be able to detail everything you want to do to your customer. Again, when you clarify your selling point, when you clarify your customer, it will make it easier for you to look at the sale approach you're going to look at. Now, again, you have to look at it. What kind of customers are we looking at? Is it a mass market? Is it a niche market? Is it a segmented customer? Is it a diversified market? Is it a multi-sided market? When you look at this in this segment of this BMC, you'll be able to itemize into detail. These two will help you to look at into detail the customer you want to reach out to. That is number one. Number two, another block is what we call the value proposition. The value proposition, this is more or less the heart of BMC. This is more or less the unique solution, your product, your services. What services are you really rendering to your customers? Why should your customers choose you? That's the question you need to ask. Today, for example, now, we have several people now that are into fashion. Several people are into fashion, and you want to also come into fashion. Why should they choose you? What value? What value are you going to add to them? Are you a painkiller or you are a multivitamin? Are you solving any problem or you are just there to occupy space? You need to identify the value you want to add to your customer. If you see the value and the value is well itemized, your customer will flow with you and it will make your organization to grow fast. And again, what is it that is compelling this proposition? Why should the customer buy your products? Why should they do for you? You are not the only one in the market, for God's sake. Why should they do for you? On this block, you need to itemize what makes you stronger, what makes you great. Why should people look for you and not look for others? It's very, very key. Now, because your value proposition should be unique. On this block, it should be something that differentiates you from other competitors. If you're offering a new product, it should be innovative. It should be disruptive. If you're offering a product already existing, then your product must stand out with some features and some attributes. When you look at this block of this canvas, this segment of the canvas, you itemize everything. If you want to do a new business, you need to itemize, what do I need to do that will make people to look for me? Why would people look for me? Why would they choose me? What exact thing do I really want to offer to the market? Why would they say, hey, there is nothing like you? Why would they look for your product when there are other products that's available in the market? Then again, your value proposition can either be quantitative, which means it could be on price, it could be on speed, it could be the services that you are also rendering. Again, Your value proposition can also be qualitative, which means your customer experience and your design. These are the major things that you need to use and you need to put in this block of this canvas. That is the second stage of this canvas. When you look at it, then again, we go to the next stage. This is it. If you look at the man there, that is the customer. The customer has a value. How would the customer now, what channel will now allow this customer to get this value to the, allow the company to get the value to the customers? What channel? You need to itemize your channel. In this segment of this canvas, it's a place where you're going to analyze your channel. Your channel, more or less, how do you deliver to your customers? Which communication channel do you want to use? What distribution channel do you want to use? What sales channel do you want to use? You need to itemize this on that block. I'm looking at the end of the day, if you're looking at it now, the customer is looking at the value. And here is the channel, that yellow box is the channel of communication. Now, let me give you an example. You want to reach out, like to me now, you want to reach out to secondary school students, and you want to reach out to the teachers. You now want to use television to advertise in the morning. Is that not wasting of time? Now you need to look at what is the right channel do I need to use to communicate to my customers. Again, when you look at it, how are you promoting your products? How are you selling them? This channel is a basic way of how you can promote your product, how you can sell your product, how you can deliver your product. Is it really working? If you are in business, existing business, look at your business. Ask yourself this question: is my channel working? What are we really doing? How are we communicating with our client? Is it really working? Today now, one of the major things is that many people want to advertise. Why don't you ask yourself this question: what channel should I use to advertise? If you want to reach out to the young people of this generation now, it will be very painful for you to be using television. Because you look at it, the major channel to reach out now to the young generation of this nation now is what? On social media. Now, even the social media, there are different types of social media. If you want to reach out to daddies and mummies, what do you use? You use Facebooks. If you want to reach out to the young girls and the young boys, those ones in universities, you don't go on Facebooks. You use Instagram. You use Twitter. You look at the exact channel that could make these people to connect with you. This block will be able to tell you, you need to itemize this on this block of BMC, on this tool, that will be able to allow you to know how you communicate your value to your customer. Now, the next one, when you look at it, there are two ways you can have. You can have your own channel. Because when you create the awareness of your product or your channel, many of us, we have this, our status on our WhatsApp. Nigeria today, one of the major channels is the WhatsApp channel. But many of us, we don't even use our status to really do more of what we ought to do. We waste it. Now, many of us have this, our own channel, your company website, your company social media site, your in-house sales could be one of the channels. Again, you can partner with other channels. There are some people that have a partner's own channels, people that have this website that they build that you can leverage on to market your product. Now today, some people now, they want to buy anything, they want to pick anybody, you log on to our available one, look at Jumia site, look at GG, look at so many things like that. These are partner channels that you can also look at. And again, that will take us to the next block. We've looked at the first one, which talks about the issue of customers. We talked about the value proposition. We've talked about the issue of channel of communication. The next one is your customer relationship. On this block, in this BMC, you need, if you have this, it will help you to see fully of what you intend to do. How do you interact with your customers throughout that journey? How do you flow with them? How do you connect with your customers? One of the major things we have been able to leverage on this is one of our clients we've been working on for the past 15 years. We are so connected that before they take the next step, we know, because there's a relationship there. Many of us want to just sell our products and services, but we don't want to build relationship. If you want to do anything, if you want to go far, if you want to scale, you need to ask yourself, what relationship do I have with my customers? Or what relationship do I intend to build with my customers? Then that comes in. When you look at it, driven by the following motivations, your customer relationship to be able to come under the customer acquisitions. How do you acquire more customers? When you acquire them, how do you retain them? One thing is to just sell your product. One thing is just for you to just make your product known. Another thing is for you to get your product to the heart of your customers. That comes under customer retention. How do you boost your sales? How do you do it? And that is why when you are building relationship with your customer, it's okay. There are so many areas we can use. So many type of relationship. You have a personal assistant. Sometimes, do you get to a level, if you have built a personal, your customer personnel, you will know if you, take for example, now you have a customer as a student, and you are having a product for the student. You know when they go to school, you know when they be on vacation, you know their birthday, you flow along with them, you build personal assistant, personal way whereby they flow with you. You exchange email with them, comes into the level of chatting, personal chatting. That is one way you can do relationship. Again, you can dedicate personal assistant where we have a key customers and you have a key partners that are, personnel that are dedicated to them to meet their need. You could also have self-servicing where your customer can service themselves without giving you much stress if you don't want to really contact with them one after the other. Then again, automated services. There's another online communities. Today, if you look at most of the online solutions now, most of the software, they build online community. In case you have problem, you don't need to rush. You don't need to get back to the owners. You just get to the community. People that have had the same problem that you have gone through, they can help you to resolve this. Then again, you can even come into co-creation. This is another level under design thinking, where you flow with your customers, that you build product, not because of what you want to build, but because of what your customer is looking for. How can you build product based on your customer request? That is under co-creation. That comes in under the issue of business relationship. This is very, very key, because if you don't build business, if you don't build relationship with your customer, you may not live long in the business sector. Now, next one I want us to look at is this issue of revenue. If you remember, we said customers are the heartbeat of your business. If customers are the heartbeat, then what of revenue? Revenue is the artery. If there is no artery taking blood to the heart or taking blood out of the heart, you know what happens? There will be crisis. If the artery is blocked, there will be crisis. If our care is not taken, the whole business may collapse. And that's why if you are building customers, there's also need for you to make sure the arteries are flowing very well. That talks about revenue. Now, revenue stream. That is another block under this BMC. Revenue stream based on the value proposition that you have offered to your customers. What are the revenue stream? What revenue is coming in from your product? How does your business have revenue from the value proposition? Except you are just a philanthropy, except you are there to just help people without getting anything in return. But when you add value to people, for every value added, there must be something that you have to get in return. How do you earn revenue from your value proposition? If you are in the existing business now, you need to take a look at it. Can you please look at your business? Ask yourself, how are we earning revenue? Is there any revenue, other revenue stream that we can open up? Today, during the time of COVID, several people look at it. For example, there was one organization somewhere in Kenya here. They were into fashion. They make products, they make clothes. During the time of COVID, what they look at is, oh, we could make money from another level. They could look at another revenue stream. They started using masks. They started getting masks. And they discovered the money they were making from mask making was more than just building clothes. Can you take a look at your business and ask yourself, what are the other revenue streams that are available? Or do you want to start a new business? Before you start that business, can you look at the revenue stream? And again, when you look at it, ask yourself, what value our customer really willing to pay for? You ask, if you're in the existing business, what do they really pay? How much do they really pay? How are they even paying it? Then again, how would they prefer to pay? And you now ask for every product, itemize all your products. Ask yourself this question. How is each revenue stream contributing to the overall revenue of the organization? You know, this thing is so key. When you take a look at this, it will help you to look at how your business will transit even to the next level when you look at this fully. Now, when you now talk about it, revenue can be more or less like a transaction-based revenue, which means you just make one-time payment, one-time income from one customer, and that may be all. But for me, I love what I call recurring revenue, which means I want an ongoing payment from a continuous services and product that I'm getting to my client. I also want to have what I call post-sale services, that they will not just think of any other thing, but they will think about me. Now look at your business. Ask yourself this question. What are the revenue streams? What other revenue streams can we open up for us to move forward? And again, what are the ways that you can generate revenue? This one is just few for us to be added. So many of us, it could be by selling the owner right of your products to the buyer. You could talk about the issue of usage fee, subscription fee. You can look at lending and renting. You can look at licensing part of your product for your customers. You can look at brokerage fees. In fact, you can look at advertisement, where they advertise on your product and you can make money. Now, when you now look at it holistically, looking at your business now, you need to look inward and tear it down and ask yourself, how else can I make money? What other things can I do for making money? Now, like for us, when we started in our own business, we started by just taking result online. That was like around 21 years ago. We started by saying, okay, people don't need to travel from one place to another. NYSC, when they graduate, everybody will get back to school to go and check their posting from schools. And from there, they will now go to where they were posted to. We came up with this product. Hey, can we think about working with NYSC? And we developed a product for NYSC. The NYSC, people don't need to go there. They can go to NYSC site, check their posting, prepare themselves, put themselves in the right perspective and see where they can go from. And I did that one. I moved on to schools, looking at how they can check results. Again, when we look at it, is it only result checking? We started by coming to another level. They can pay school fees online. They can do their registrations online. They can do transcript online. Now, coming into a level, people can even hand money while they are still in school. How can we tie some product to them? Looking at several other revenue streams that are available. And therefore, I want to play with you. For people that are coming in and people that are business, this item we need to look in and look at our business and ask yourself, what else can I do to make more money? Now, take us to the next level, which is the next block, your key activities. If you look at it, the customers, I'm going again, we're talking about the customers, we talk about the value you want to add to your customers, we talk about the channel of communication, then we talk about the customer relationship, then we're moving again. After this one, customer relationship. Now, the next one is your key activities. What are the tasks that need to be completed to fulfill your business purpose? When you are in business, you need to itemize what you need to do to be able to get the purpose of creating that organization. Now, that comes in the most important actions that an action or activities that your company must do so that you can operate successfully. You put it in this block. Itemize the whole thing. Put it down, write it down. Many of us will think we know all these things on our head. No, this tool will help you to put down everything. By the time you put everything down, within one page, you can see everything globally. This key activities block of BMC will allow you to itemize your activities. What are the activities? What are the actions? How do you do it? What must I do for my organization to be successful? And again, your activities can come in different categories. It could come in from level of production. It could be, hey, what problem do I need to solve as an organization? What problem? What am I really doing? What is the platform that we need to do? How do we maintain this platform? How do we create it? How do we maintain it? How do we make our customer to be aligned with us? If you look at Microsoft now, they came in, they look at it, hey, several third parties will be using their system. Therefore, there's need for them to have a platform. And that was why they came up with operating system. Now, everybody can come in and they can leverage on that operating system for them to be able to use their product. Now, again, you need to look at what are the activities that you need to put in place for people to be able to leverage on what you are doing, for people to be able to flow along with you, for people to be able to talk to you so that they can be able to get to where you really want them to get to. Because if you are leading them on and you don't show them the direction to go, it becomes more confused. Again, the next one is what I call your key resources. That is another block in BMC. Key resources. These are the assets required to make your business model work. The main input you need to carry out, your every activities that you have just done, what are the resources that you need to do so that your value, what you really want to get to your customer, can make more value to them? What are the resources? What do you need? Several people want to do business. Oh, I want to do 1 billion transaction, 1 billion turnover, 2 billion turnover. What are the key resources? What do you need to get to that destination? You need to itemize it in this block. I mean, we're talking about the strategic things that the business will need to do. What are the major things which comes in deeply on your human resources? Who are the people that you need to work with you? Those are type of resources. Should we poach? Should we groom? Should we get people in? So many people today are just putting in people into their own organization without being due diligent about who they want to bring on. You have to look at who are the human resources that need to work with me. Who are they? Your HR need to sit down, analyze into detail the kind of people they want to work with you in your organization. How you bring them in, how you flow them into the system, how would they work with the culture of the organization? Everything has to be itemized in that block. Then again, look at it. What are your financial resources? Looking at what cash are you looking at? Do you need credit? So many people today are saying, hey, they need money. Some people now, when you ask the startup, you ask what do they want? They will tell you they need money. They need money. Sometimes it's not money. It may not be money. Before you can come to conclusion of, okay, you need this or that, you need to itemize what you need. What are the intellectual property that you need? What are your brand that you need? What are the physical resources that you also need to be able to deliver your value to your customer? That block of BMC, you need to itemize this there. When you have done this, you discover the whole thing is becoming life afresh. And again, the next block, if you look at it, we started from talking about the customers, then the value proposition. We talked about the channel, the vehicle. We talked about what? The customer relationship. Then we move in again. We talked about the key activities. We talked about now, we talked about the resources that we need. We talked about the revenue that we need to generate. Now we are talking about the key partners. Who do I need to partner with to be able to fulfill the mandate, to be able to accomplish the purpose of which the organization was set up? Now, what are the key partners? Your key partners are the external companies or the suppliers that will help you to carry out your key activities. These partnerships are forged in order to reduce risk and acquire resources. Now you want to, take an example, you want to go into plastic production. Who are your partners? How will you be able to get your raw materials? You want to do any business, you want, okay, into productions, you want to go into manufacturing. Where do you want to set your business? You need to talk about power. Power, PSCN is one of your key partners if you want to fulfill destiny. In case you don't want to use them, then, okay, you want to talk about how do you get your generator running? Who will be the one servicing your generator? How do you get all the old things to power the generator? What are the fuel and all those things? All this one comes under the key partners. These are the external companies that you need to work with. If you don't service your key partners, they can destroy the organization. Because if there is no key partner, what we've discovered in life is that you cannot work in isolation. We need one another. But there's need for you to itemize people that you know you need to work with. Service them and make sure you get the best out of them. Again, these ones are the key suppliers. What are the things that you need from them? What are the resources you need to acquire from your partners? What activities do they need to perform? You itemize this on the block. When you do this, it gives you a holistic view of what is happening. Now we have something that we call the strategic partners. These are partnerships between non-competitors, people that you need to align your thought together. Then we have what they call co-petition. Now, co-petition is alliance or strategic partner between partners Partnership between partners, they are competitors. They are in the same business, but they can partner together. Then again, we have the joint ventures, people that want to develop. JV, you want to get into JV, you don't need, you have a property, you need money, or you have money, somebody have a property, is there where you can leverage together? Then we have the buyer-supply relationship, so that you can ensure reliable supply. When your supply gets dry, the business may collapse. Again, and we are getting gradually to the end of the whole thing. When you now look at it, the other one that is so key that we need to look at now is the cost structure. You have looked at the business, you need to look at your costing, your cost structure. What are the business major cost drivers? How are they linked together? Look at it on the system. What is your fixed cost? Which one is fixed? Which one is variable? Which one can you link together? Is there any cost you can collapse? Is there any one we can leverage on one another? When you itemize all your costs on the BMC, it will give you a global view of your costs. There are some costs you may not need to bear. And when you now look at it, basically when you look at all these costs, the cost, you look at your cost vis-a-vis your revenue. If the cost is more than revenue, then you ask yourself, for how long are you going to be in business? We have said heart of business is customers, and the artery of business is what? The heart of business is the customer, and the artery is revenue. Now, if the cost is much, the cost, that is the thing that you need. If the cost is more than the revenue consistently, it could be in the beginning. The cost could be more than the revenue in the beginning, but it could not continue like that. It should not continue like that. If you look at it, anytime the cost is more than revenue and you don't do much about it, you will soon go out of a station. Now, I'm rounding up here. Somebody may ask this question. Why do we need this thing that this man is talking about? Is there any need for these two? These two that we're talking about, when you follow these things that I've analyzed here, with one page, you can see your business fully. You can analyze your business. You can discuss your business. If you are looking for an investor, people want to come and partner with you, you don't need to look too much. With BMC, everything can be analyzed fully for people to see. Now, when you want to talk about strategic planning, you want to plan, you want to develop, you want to move on, this BMC will help you. It gives you a fluid or dashboard, a global view, a bird's-eye view of your organization. It will also help you to understand your competitors, understand how the competition is going. It will help you also to look at how do you plan ahead of time, help you with what we call portfolio of your business model. You can look at each of your products in your organization and do BMC of every product and services that you render. It will help you to test your business, help you to be able to think about how you can grow into a new area. It will help you to see how you can generate new ideas. This BMC will also help you to understand your customers. And BMC too will help you in investment decision. If anybody is coming in, there was an organization we're trying to set up recently, and the man just asked us, can I have just a best view of what is happening? Just the BMC is enough. With BMC, the whole thing will be so clear. Everybody that is coming in can see the whole thing globally and see how just one page, I will call it one page, will give you the whole total view of what your organization is all about. Well, this is just an example of what I've been discussing since morning. When you look at the screen now, you see the business model canvas. Here from the right, you see the customer segment. You see the customer relationship. You look at the channel, you see the value proposition. Here is a place for the key activities, a place for the key resources, a block for the key partners, block for the cost, and a block for the revenue stream. If you can log on, we're going to post this one to us. We log on online, download this template, analyze your company. Check all these ones, one after the other. Feed this block. When you feed this block, in fact, you could have it on your front or the back of your office, place it on the wall. When you are coming to the office, you could ask, where are we? What value are we really rendering? What activities are we doing? Is there any activities we need to review? Is there any resources that we need to work on? Is there any cost we need to remove? Is there any revenue stream we need to have? When you take a look at this BMC, it will give you a global view of what you intend to do in your organization. And in case you want to set up, you want to move to a new business, you don't need to stress yourself. If you can complete the BMC, if you can be able to have a global view of how this thing is looking at and how you can put it together, it will help you to accomplish a lot in your organization. Here is the pictorial format of BMC. I try as much as possible to make it look pictures, the customers, the channels, the value proposition, the key activities, the key resources, your partner, the cost, which means you're looking at the fixed cost, you're looking at the variable cost, and looking at the revenue stream. These are just the view of what I have. Like I said, the summary of everything. This is one of the major tools. If you can feed this tool, if you can get this downloaded, I'm going to send it across to us. Download it. You can also log on online, download BMC, which is Business Model Canvas, fill in all these ones, and look at it. It will help you. It will guide you in decision taking. And at the end of your day, you get it easier for yourself. Thank you for this privilege of talking to you this evening. I appreciate you.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. And I said it from the beginning. I said, when Fred begins to thunder, you will see that he speaks with passion. He's a lover of people, and he likes to a large extent, equip people to help them to succeed. And this is what TechBiz is made of. And we're proud of the kind of people that grace the platform and the value they bring. Fred, we're so grateful. He's a serial entrepreneur. And I'm sure for those of you who did not join us earlier on, this was Fred Akintowa. I mean, he's a tech engineer, he's a educational technology person. He started his career in banking, and he's had quite a number of businesses. And I think what he shared with us is a very strong management tool. And for those of you that are just joining, Fred has shared with us the 9 building blocks of the business model canvas. Before now, we spoke last week about in getting your business investment ready. There's no way you can get your business investment ready when you don't have a business model canvas, a business plan. Business plan distilled, helicopter view, bed view of it is the business model canvas that he has taken us through. Wow. And he has shared with us the 9 building blocks of the business model canvas. Now, for those of us that have questions, let's quickly go to the chat room and let's drop our questions quickly. We're mindful